right, let's go on to my colleague Ziniko Mhlaba now, because the country's major banks are facing a legal challenge over repossessed home sales. Homeowners are challenging how repossessed homes are now sold when they fall behind on their mortgage payments. They argue that banks often sell homes for prices close to the outstanding bond amount rather than their market value. The applicants want the matter certified as a class action and are seeking damages. Ziniko Mhlaba has been keeping a close eye on these developments and joins us now live from Johannesburg. Ziniko, these families are saying, well, if you're going to be selling them just for the amount we owe and not their market value, you're decreasing the value of the household and not really claiming to have needed what actually comes from that house. Let's just talk about the arguments that may be laid bare from both sides. Good morning.
A very good morning to you, Arabile. Exactly, those are the demands of some of the former homeowners who were, residing or who were owning houses that they had, gotten through the bonding process in South Africa through these commercial banks here in South Africa. So what has happened, just to give you a historic context, Arabile, in terms of how we got here, remember that, since 1994 up until the year 2017, there were many houses that were auctioned off due to the homeowners not fulfilling their monthly commitments to those financial institutions. So what has happened then, especially between 2010 and 2017, there's this organization called Ilungelo Le to Human Rights Foundation, which was founded by the people themselves who had been victims of those evictions. Then they came together, they put together some ideas in terms of trying to really challenge that system where a homeowner who fails to pay their bonds monthly will then be evicted out of that house. So in summary, over 200 people finally joined that process, joined that litigation, and obviously then they got a legal expert, especially who deals with the financing of the houses, Mr. Shaw in this case. Then they started this long process of trying to really institute a class action against several banks, but the bank that is quoted as the respondent, the chief respondent, is the Nedbank Limited. So those are the chief respondents on this particular matter. So what has happened then, before we get to today, Arabile, in 2017, these applicants approached the Constitutional Court, citing that they want, the issue or the rule that gives them these banks powers to evict people once they fail to pay their monthly payment. They must, the Constitutional Court must give an order that would put a stop into that. However, the Constitutional Court said, well, this is a matter that is not really something that we can entertain. It's the highest court in the land, so go to a lower court. That is why we're here at the Johannesburg High Court. So what we've done before today, Arabile, is try to get an understanding from the former homeowners themselves in terms of how they lost their houses, because we're talking about 200 people here, but each and every individual has a different story. So one of those, Imam Tandas, who's residing from the Val, 72-year-old, she shared her story with us over the weekend, and this is what she had to say.
Bolo di bapalinte chokantle. Tedi balinka. Fatula wa tuka seka twa sanjikete jwa. But one pagati was around 2 jwa. But the target is Kenya ke bampagati. Baba mkuka bamposaka jahana boy. Maponi salon pea tuti.
Well, Arabile, many of those homeowners are expected to show up here at the Johannesburg High Court to really get the first-hand experience of their matter being argued in a court of law. And these proceedings are expected to start at 10 o'clock here at the Johannesburg High Court, Arabile.
All right, Ziniko, thank you so much for giving us that one case again that we will be following out of the courtrooms across today.